Spoiler, Hamilton dies in Endgame. Hi appointments and fellow disappointments, welcome back to another video. It's another baking video, but today we're going to start out on the fondant side because for this to work you'll need to have your fondant characters already set in. So this is a fondant tree we have. Amazing, majestic, marvelous. And we're going to show you how to make one that is sort of similar to mine, but hopefully not as that. So I have just been informed that we forgot to add Tylo to this structure, so now it won't fit in. Tylo is this thingy, which is this Tylo that makes your stuff set in. And you have to mix it into your fondant. So first we're going to make the trees, and we'll need brown and yellow. This is our lighter tone, this is our darker tone, this is our mid-tone. Basically you just mix different tones of brown, and you add the brown into the stuff. The harder part is to actually combine all these into one. Let me just add the Tylos, and you're gonna want to do this in a way so that the lines are still clear, and it's gonna try to marble it slightly. You want it to look like it's still, you don't want it to look like marble, but you want it to look like a tree. Don't knock over your stuff. And I'm going to make the long boy a shape. After you mix it in, you're gonna roll out your elongo boy a shape. And you can see it looks kind of like a tree. You're gonna condense it and squish, squish. And then you push down on this to make the trunk. Push, push, and then you're going to squish, squeeze, squish. Look at all this, squish, squish. And then you're gonna quietly hum songs from musicals. That's a very important step. No, it's not optional, Brandon. You're gonna fail at attempt 1, but you're gonna try to basically put the branches on by going like ooh. And okay, you can always cut it if you do not like the shape you made, because it does not look like at all a tree. I worded that perfectly. I'm practically Shakespeare. The big boy branch, and shove it into the big boy tree to get its maximum big boy. Now you might want to hum some songs from musicals you haven't even watched yet, but you watched one video where they had 5 seconds of a song, so you know like one lyric from it. That might be a good thing to do. This is what happens. I like how it just looks like an octopus but worse. And there you have 2 twisty trees. I only want 2 twisty trees. Now we are going to show you how to make the headstones. So you're going to take some white, if you can fracking find any. One of my trees will be squishy. This will be the squishy tree. So currently we're just going to warm up this fondant we have. And you're going to take out one of these sticky sticks, and you're going to dip it in black, because gray is basically black, but like light. And you're going to take a little bit of this, and also split some off to make a cat later, plunging it into its heart. And you're going to mix the black in. By the way, you'll need a toothpick for this. You also want some marbly ones. So you might want to quietly hum good band songs, TM, or just keep mixing until it becomes a color that is not horrible. It's good marbly gray. I'm gonna set a wee bit aside to make a mausoleum one. So tomorrow I have MTAG, and I had a vocal lesson today. MTAG, our musical theater appreciation group, and we're gonna watch more Hamilton. But let me just tell you this: another club has started. That's like bias, like where you just are supposed to chill and hang out. Like I get they had to like put it on Wednesday because of scheduling and stuff, but I'm just like there's 3 clubs and 2 of them are on the same day. Also, by the way, shout out to Christy, my intercession teacher, and the rest of the intercession class. How you doing, fellow egg haters? Fight me, that one kid in the class who loved eggs. You know who you are. If there was a baking movie, the 10th part would just be like just mixing the correct color. Oh my god, I'd pay to see an action movie where the action is just baking. I'm going to describe the plot of Baking Interest. I'm going to sell that idea for $1 million, and a movie studio is going to make it. I want Jordan Peele to make it a horror movie though. I can't think of a good name for a baking-themed horror movie. The Kill Count series I watched have not made a video on Antebellum, so I'm kind of left in the dark, but I heard it was really great. It's Halloween, so I'm allowed to be talking about this for 4 days or something. So now, we have this color, and we're going to make this left flat boy. I'm going to talk about my vocal class now. So we basically had to pick a song and then learn how to get good, son, at that song. Get good, child, son, daughter / child. Anyway, so I have chosen Death of the Bastards by Panic at the Disco. Great band, but by the way, Brendan, you're for Smash 2020. So we're going to take this knife, or actually no, we're going to Google inspiration. I am #inspired. And now I will proceed to make something. Obviously we're going to have skeletons and blood, and it's going to be really cool. I was looking forward to do this for like even before the Mummy, but I was like, no, this cake is too #epic. As the kid was saying, my cool is too beyond your understanding. Gonna these headphones, I want like a lot of them to be cracked, like maybe some of them are mossy, and like I want like them to have writing on it, maybe like faded writing. It's gonna be lit. So, you know what I forgot to put in this pinch of Tylos? I always think Teflon when I hear it. I don't know what Teflon even is. If you ever feel sad, just remember, ramen is cooking somewhere in this world. And I got more pachows. Pachows are majestic candy, and they're so amazing. Oh my god, guys, pachows are my favorite candy. It's just like the best thing. Like, my favorite flavor is cola, but the ramen flavor is like a close second, and the fruit flavors are all really good. Oh my god, pachows are just so amazing. And it's so good. It's the best. It's the best taste. And then multiply, because pachows is better than that. Pachows cannot even be compared to your small brain taste. Pachow is better. Probably a great idea to insult your fan by saying pachow is better than everything you love. But I mean, I only speak the truth. What the heck did I do to this headstone? And I did it with Honey Hamilton. Honestly, 60 Musical is my favorite musical. I'm gonna make this one be like this, but like with rounded edges. I'm trying not to sing Hamilton. It's hard. You ever rewatch your videos and you're like, oh my god, this is cringe, and then you wear your sunglasses backwards on your head and hi Christy, hi Miles, hi Robbie, hi Henry, hi Christian. I'm going to edit out the pause. I will not say which one of you I forgot, but it was one of you. So now that we have the shapes that you've cut out, we're going to add some cracks. I want it to look like very beat up and battered, which is why I'm stabbing this gravestone. Can't wait to put on the blood. It's gonna look so cool. Oh yes, maggots are basically flowers. As you can see, this clearly looks like a human. Clearly. Did I mention that in the last video? Did I mention I'm a huge musical theater nerd in the last... You know what? Everything about me says that I don't have to mention that every single time. This is Hamilton's gravestone. And because milk is blood. I choked on my own spit while singing Hamilton. His arm. Manuel Miranda, stop breaking your legs. Sometimes when things are hard, just give up and nick Lin-Manuel Miranda. This is clearly a Lin-Manuel Miranda, you can see, right? It looks perfect. I've never seen such an accurate recreation of Alexander Hamilton. And then we're going to make the Alexander Hamilton-like shape here. And then I'm going to cover with some moss, maybe some bugs. The bugs will be Alexander Hamilton legs. This is the musical theater graveyard. Anne Boleyn. There we go. Here's her microphone. I don't know if you can see the chaos going on. If you can't see, actually, just imagine it looks like the most majestic Anne Boleyn, like Anne Boleyn ever. Totally doesn't look like a goat. Maybe I'll actually put some like letters that can be addressed to Evan Hansen. E.H. Evan Hansen. Evan Hamilton. Ooh, this could actually be Eliza. I just added text so people can decide if it's Eliza or Evan. Eliza. No. There you go. Eliza Hamilton. This is just going to be a ramen bowl with like text. There we go. I drew them all terrible, so perfect. Vine. Musical theater gravestone. Then there's just Vine. Woo! 5 gravestones. That sounds really weird out of context. Please don't use that out of context. Singing is activating your glands. Perfect. I just stabbed it a bunch. Majestic quote. They don't call it majestic quotes, but I'm going to trademark that now. Half of them are about pants, and that's not even my fault. That's going in the majestic quote barrel. It's one of my friend's fault. He kept saying pants. So he had bad Wi-Fi, and I was like, pardon me, are you wearing birther? And then he was like, what? No, I don't care about your pants. Pardon me, are you pants? birds. Sometimes you just need to be pardoned because you're pants. This crush that up like all your hopes and dreams. Who's the dead person we could put? Pierre from Natasha and Pierre in the Great Commons of 1812. So have Anne Boleyn. She'd probably have like a ton of flowers, so darn it. It's hard to decide who the next queen is. Not Jane Seymour. Which Catherine? Catherine Parr, Catherine Howard. What was her name? Catherine of Cleves? No. Catherine of Aragon. Gonna go with Catherine Parr. And I'm not gonna draw her as a sign of respect that I cannot. Catherine Parr. I'm going to add another Anne. This is Jane Seymour. The song is really good, but like, I kind of feel like she's kind of overshadowed by other queens. Because the other queens are like, they jump out at you and you're like, oh yeah, she existed. And like, she's the one with the unique name. Heart of Stone, really great song. Really great performance from what I've heard. I haven't actually been to see it. Like, those are all very poppy, very memorable, and hers just like, that's why she's broken. Now, Catherine Howard. I honestly could not pick a favorite song. I have a least favorite song, and that's House of Holbein, because let's face it, it's House of Holbein, but like, I can't have a favorite because they're all so majestic and I love all of them. We've got all the Catherines. Oh, so it becomes the end. We've got all the Janes. We need one more. I want to go over the musical that I haven't been talking about for 15 minutes. Carrie, from Carrie the musical. So I have gathered and cleaned the desk, put all the garbage in this tiny square, and made some flowers. Now we're going to make a cat. So for this we'll need pink, black, green, this very dark green I mixed. Yeah, the special ingredient is yak. So we are going to warm this up and then sculpt a cat figure, tiny cat figure. It has legs now. So after this I had an art class, so that'll be fun. It looks pretty good. I don't think I will put in pupils. Who needs them anyway? I don't even know where mine are. Subtle cave down reference. I've always been referencing like one song. Is the hard boy tree yet? It is a hard boy tree now. It's still a soft boy tree underneath. The tree is breaking. Perfect. Or perfect. Alright, so now we are actually going to bake the cake. So what you're going to do is you're going to have some pan spray. You're going to spray the pan. Make sure you get the edges. So now what you're going to do is you're going to get some flour. You should use a spoon though. And then you're going to keep a finger on this because this is not connected. And you're going to dump it out. Majestic. Next we will need to preheat our oven. We're going to preheat it to 350 degrees. Now that you've done that, you are going to get your cup measurers. By the way, you'll need 3 cups sugar, a half cup oil, a half cup butter, 3 teaspoons vanilla, 3 teaspoons vinegar, 3 cups milk, 1.5 teaspoons salt, 3 teaspoons baking soda, 3/4 cup cocoa powder, 4.5 cups flour, and 6 ounces melted chocolate. So you're going to take the apple cider vinegar and milk. Now this recipe has no eggs, and the recipe was actually a vegan recipe, but we didn't have any cashew milk in the house, so we're going to use regular milk and it should work the same. This to substitute buttermilk, by the way. This measure needs 2 cups, this one needs 1 cup. So the ratio is 1 teaspoon per cup of the milky substance. Now we just need to wait for this to curdle, and we'll use this again at the end of the recipe. We need to melt the chocolate, and then we're going to pour 6 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate chips. Normally if the recipe is vegan you'd use carob, but I think semi-sweet has like milk in it. Dark chocolate has no milk in it, so it's vegan, I believe. I dropped some. Go in the trash. Why are they in my sleeve? We're gonna put this in the microwave and microwave it for 20 seconds until it's melted. Why am I saying this with so much hand movements? While that is happening, I'm gonna measure a half cup of butter. I got the butter out. I'm watching Hamilton in my class. I can't wait till we get to Satisfied, because then I'm gonna be like, well, actually, Angelica was actually married by then, and her name wasn't Angelica Schuyler by then. It would have been Angelica Carter, and soon to be Angelica Church, because the guy did run away from debt problems in London. I forgot his name, but it started with a J, like John Church or James Church. But then it changed it to Carter, so it would be like John Carter or James Carter. I have too much butter. This is probably not how you were supposed to do it, but I should stop stabbing myself. Get stabbed on. Get stabbed on. Shout out to the people who, if you're watching, I know you are, I can see the future. Now some of you didn't know I could see the future, but I can. I can totally do that. I can predict anything. So right now we're mixing the dry ingredients. We have the salt, which was 1.5 teaspoons. Now we need 3 teaspoons of baking soda. I should probably clarify why I'm wearing this trench coat. It was like wacky day at school or something. Obviously my advisory came as Carmen San Francisco, which is an inside joke for us. One of my friends actually got the mustard yellow trench coat, but it's more of like a pure yellow trench coat. And then I'm gonna have a brown trench coat. That's because matching yellow cap, I had to stick my fedora. I own it for ironic purposes, but yeah, like I can unironically say, yeah, I own a fedora. In my class I was watching Hamilton, I asked a question about like whether Burr was patriot or a loyalist, and I was just like, I know the answer. Why this sound stuck in my head? 3/4 cup cocoa powder. Cocoa powder get poured in. You know, it really sucks to edit this because half of the time I'm just singing stuff from a musical. Oh, that's where my fracking half cup went. Let's admit, we all kind of suck here in America, but New York doesn't suck. It has Broadway. I think she should be allowed to be a Democrat or Republican, but like, there should be certain measures that are definitely illegal. You can have whatever political opinion you want as long as it doesn't infringe on somebody's right. By rights, I mean like, as long as your political opinion isn't like racist, sexist, homophobic, transphobic, as long as you're just not a jerk, basically, then yeah, I think your political opinion is fine. The worst part of baking is always the dishes afterward. They suck. See, this is how baking should be. No eggs at all. You just have normal things, like not eggs. What you're gonna do now is you're gonna take your chocolate that's heated up, you're going to push it in here while it is running. Now let's start the mixer. This smells really good. Okay, so now we're actually gonna put this in a pan, a TM. So you're going to pour this. I do not like the feeling of batter on my hand. So that's where all the chocolate went. And then you're also gonna try to scrape it off all the sides. So you spread it around, and then you're going to tap it a few times, like done. And now you're going to shove it into the oven. Alright, so now that we've baked our cake, we're going to take this piping gel and only scoop out the amount you need. I'm not going to use that much blood. And then you're going to drop 1 drop of red. And you're going to mix it in. I need 2 spoons. Blood. I'm trying to make a Hamlet reference, but every time I try to say Hamlet, my brain immediately goes to Hamilton. Hashtag theater kid problems. Hashtag please stop calling me a quirky theater kid, please. I really don't know why everyone wants to call me that. I really don't want that to be my channel name. I want it to be like Connor or like something cool. Like Connor is a perfectly fine name. Alright, so now we have our blood. And now we will move on to the next step, which is make the dirt. So you'll need Oreos dark chocolate variety because they don't have like the white creamy center, they have dark brown. So it blends in with the cookie part. I'm trying to slowly peel this off. And so you're trying to get the cream part off. You can eat that later. Don't eat the cookie part. And you put the cookie part here. Make sure you have 2 separate piles. So you put, these thingies. And then you close the bag up real good. And then you roller pin it. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. Now you want to mush this up real good. So Peebus, say hello to the viewer James. Here is playing some Among Us while I skin some Oreos. I did mention how Tom Holland is going to star in that new Uncharted movie, right?
Yeah, Tom Holland's a good actor.
Yes, I would watch any movie if it just included Tom Holland.
Is not an Oscar.
A hashtag Tom Holland. That's not relevant whatsoever, but it's so hard flattening out the skins of these Oreos. Like, basically I just scooped their guts out, and I refuse to say it any other way. I remember that time Elsa was the imposter, and like, she didn't know it was the imposter when after like I got voted out or something. And so I just like took care of her child when she was gone, and then she was like, oh, you can do your task now. And I was like, okay. But like, I was totally the imposter. So I just too bad to be like, no, I'll watch the child. I can just melt the skeleton. Now again, people, remember to put your guts on this pot and separate your guts and your dirt.
What are you making? Oh, seriously answer me. What are you using dirt for?
Oh, you'll find out when I finish this video.
Well, I guess to watch the video then. What a view.
Yeah. Monday we also debated the ethics of eggs. They have no ethics. They are eggs.
Egg politics.
We should officially change the channel name instead of Peebus to Jamers.
Well, then that should be our fan base name instead of Appointments Jamers.
Disappointments and Jamers!
You mind if I were to like play some copyright music?
Yes, I actually would mind.
Alright, good to know. Get ready to edit some of this out.
I hate you. I really hate you. Jamer? Is that the singular of a Jamers? Or is it also a Jamers? Jamers, is a Jamer the singular of a Jamers? Jamers, I need answers! You ever sometimes make a tower of intestines? By you're not answering, I assume that you always make stacks of intestines. I'm just scooping the intestines off of my knife. Pro tip, a pro gamer life tip, you guys. This is about the space you'll need for my cake specifically. So you just want to pour it out. Wow, it's dirt. Yeah, this is a great idea I stole. Thank you, me, for stealing this idea. Fourth. What is r/suspicious quote?
Oh, we'll look at that. Or John Cena.
Also, onion cereal.
Alright, r/suspicious quotes.
What is that?
So basically it's when there's like quotes in really odd places where like there shouldn't be. So you can see there's wet grass, but in quotation marks. It's like wet grass. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's back. Violiners will be baptized. Isn't that sick as Rick? Have you seen my Tumblr yet?
You have a Tumblr?
Sometimes you need to eat children. And that's okay. Hashtag UBU, hashtag wet fart, hashtag you are the best, hashtag cannibalism.
This dirt is delicious.
What are you eating?
Alright, so we're back and I made some frosting, which I will show in a video that's gonna be like a supercut of like a bunch of different types of frosting. What you're supposed to do, you put some frosting on this cake board, then you carefully flip it over here, which a step has already been done, and then you use this thingy, I don't know the technical term for it, and spread it on your cake. Apparently it's easier if you do sides first. Alright, so the first coat, by the way, which is supposed to be very thin and messy, it's called the crumb coat. So, because we're going to be putting like fake dirt and stuff on the top, it doesn't really matter. So we'll probably just use this coat. Sometimes your brain is just a masterpiece of the most random clips from videos you've watched. And you're just like, lol, the face they made at 4:22. Or that riff at 1792. I know that's not an actual timing because that would be 1832. I was like lit. I've been meaning to stop saying lit. Lit is cringe, but epic is not cringe, so you know there's a Batman musical and a Death Note musical. People are like, oh my god, hashtag funny moment from Star Kids. But I'm like, what? And people are like, oh, this is from the Star Kids people. Like, what are they? Please someone let me know in the comments. Again, the top coat will be messy and crumbly and stuff. Toe juice. I will leave you with that thought. That is the one thing I want to be remembered for. So thankful this recipe didn't have eggs. It can be made vegan or not vegan, but I'm just glad it doesn't have eggs. Eggs are horrible and disgusting and horrible and disgusting and horrible and disgusting. Like, I know how to make cake pops, but like, I don't know about like creme brulees. I don't even know what a creme brulee is, but I think it's like flan. And I think it involves burning things. I think that's what brulee means. I'm gonna Google it later. But honestly, that would be an epic recipe to make. It's like, you just burn ingredients and then it makes a flan. Or I think it might be the one that's like on fire. I don't know. I'm pretty sure this is French. Let me know what recipes you guys would like me to make. And I really had this idea, and I had one other idea, but I'd have to research it a lot. Good enough! I am the master cook. Bow before me, mortals. My pillow got off center. I'm recording now. Moses, stop playing the music. Moses, stop vibing. Okay, so gamers. So now that you have your cake, you're gonna pour the dirt on it. Remember, you are not to use the intestines. Basically, it started off crazy. Like, Moses, stop eating people's firstborns. Wait, why are you testing your taxidermy neighbor? Everybody, it's my new bed sheets or blanket. So I'm gonna put the chunkier bits to indicate where the graves are. Oh, I've made a grave mistake. Oh, this is not good. Oh, this sounds cleaves. Good, I feed on your salty tears. Yes, slurp, slurp, slurp the tears. This is Evan Hansen. I made a grave for Vine. I'm a comedian. I can't really read this, but I know it's Anne Boleyn. And it can't be Catherine Howard. Or Catherine of Aragon. And it can't be Catherine Parr. Who the heck is this CH? I'm sorry, I'm having a bit of a musical theater meltdown. After this, we're probably gonna make a mausoleum. And then we're gonna finally be able to use that fake blood.
You have fake blood?
Yeah, I made fake blood.
And you didn't tell me? But look at this, right?
Kim?
I'm outside where the task isn't. But I'm still, somebody's shooting. Who's innocent? Black is innocent. It's so red. Red. Wherever he's standing near the body, then red goes, where?
Maybe he was like doing a task with him. Are you the imp? Oh, I can hear sound effect. Are you the imp? Like, that's the opening sound effect.
No.
Then what's that sound effect?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, this was Jane Seymour, I think. I'm gonna put Jane here. Gonna add some roses and stuff. No! How Alexander Hamilton's grave is falling. Alexander Hamilgrave. I don't know who the CH is, but I'm gonna give them a leaf. Please stop. My ears bleed! Now because of the tree, I'm gonna try to wanna gather up some more this, which also serves as support. Actually, it should be more like here, the dead tree. I wanna make the tree look like it was dislodged, like was supposed to be here, but then it fell down, like maybe it was struck by lightning. I'm leaving that to the imagination. And then we're gonna put all the dead branches here. I don't know who this person is, but whoever you are, musical theater character, you're a disappointment. No, Jane Seymour, you broke! Shouldn't have made Jane Seymour so flimsy. Perfect. Now we're gonna put the mausoleum in this corner and hope Jane Seymour wait, I almost forgot Minnie Hamilton. The cat's tail broke off. And I was really happy with the design of it too. Oh, I can cover it with blood. Anyway, on to the next step. We're going to melt the chocolate and make them into this spooky, scary skeleton. So what you're gonna do is take some white chocolate. So we pour it into this microwave-safe cup. This seems like enough. And then we're gonna put this in the microwave for 20-minute increments until it melts. And we stir it after every 20-second increment. And wait till it's melted and not a second more. So earlier today, I was getting to try to find meaning in life, as one does. And then it became a competition to see who can get the most without falling over. I think they should do with like 20 more seconds and then it'll be done. And then we can pour it into the bowls. We at Peebus don't have any merch as of yet. Because we're going to have This Is Not the Smartest Idea merch eventually. So now this is mixing properly and we don't want to have lumpy bones. The bones will be delicious though. After this, you're going to just put them in the freezer. Currently, you're trying to put the bones in. Now you want to make the skull. Out of context, it sounds really weird. You're just casually making the left feet. I don't know how many bones I want. I want another skull. Because then I can Google the lyrics to Hamlet, and then I can recite the lyrics to Hamlet. Sometimes you just need to melt the left femur, and that's okay. Oh, there was a skeleton. I hope it's spooky and scary. Otherwise, what's the point? I can't actually tell which parts are skeleton and which parts aren't because of how chaotic it is. Just the way I want it to be. Who played Peggy in Hamilton? What if I want my bones to have holes? What if your bones already have holes? I'm pretty sure bones do actually have like microscopic holes in them. This is probably the right femur. I'm trying to fill up all the holes in the bones. So you want to tap it until you see the bubbles come out. You're also supposed to put the thing in slowly, which I did not do. So yeah, mine won't come out looking the greatest. Now you just put it in the fridge until it freezes. Alright, what you're going to do is you basically just put it like face down this way and you pat it a lot until it falls off, and then you use a small bony knife to cut this and make it look good. This looks like a femur. Why do all of these femurs keep breaking? A skeleton is a skeleton, but all of its body parts are made out of bones. You can tell by its general foot-like shape. Worms went and dug through the skeleton. That's why it has holes, been infected by worms. Because like they're just one big foot. Coffee, my soul feel. I think this was the other half of that femur that I just found broken. Just give like a femur to the tiny Alexander Hamilton grave. No! Hand bone, you have failed me. I think it's technically an arm bone, but why do the worms go for the thumbs? Are the thumbs tasty? Let's sprinkle some bones on Alexander Hamilgrave. No, Alexander Hamilgrave. No, tiny Alexander Hamilgrave. No, Alexander Hamilgrave. My name is Alexander Hamilgrave. This spine has a lot of holes in it. More than the normal amount of holes in the spine. Alright, we have got our skeleton. Now time to fix Alexander Hamilgrave. Alexander Hamilgrave here have some melted chocolate and glue. No, Alexander Hamilgrave. I guess standing up is one of the million things that you haven't done. Now people will look at Alexander Hamilgrave when you find part of a broken feet. Anyway, we're gonna put some toes here. Toes. Try to add something by Jane Seymour. I need a tool to try to clean the dirt out of the eye. That quote makes it sound like my doctor. A doctor burying his skull casually. Vlogging the skull burying. Hey yo guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be burying the skull. That looks like a skull that has been buried. I want to just like break it up and then see and then just place it somewhere. I want to break it up more. Oh, I think this is unnecessary. I broke the slide for no reason then. Alright, I put on some skeletons. Now we have a ton extra in case I want to put some inside the mausoleum. That's what we're making it. The mausoleum, which I totally remembered. I didn't just have to add that in editing. We're going to get all these together and we're going to make a marbly thingy. Great, brilliant terminology, by the way. Now we're going to make this 3 inches by 3 inches. or 9 squares. I'm a professional. Why do people always say I look sad in these videos? Like, this is just my normal voice when I'm not talking about a musical. Alright, so now we're going to cut into the boxes. 1 square done. Ta-da! Alright, now we just need 1 more wall. Which basically, no explain, you just put all the colors together and then mix it around, and now you just flatten it and add pieces. At least editing will be easy. Good enough. Oh, I forgot to cut the door shape. I'm just gonna be like, wow, I have pajamas. Pajamas love, pajamas life. Now we're going to make the mausoleum. Moving cat. Oh, and then we're also gonna add blood. Can't forget about the blood. So you're gonna put your walls up. Try not to break it. Try not to break it. Try not to break it. Now that we've successfully done something, I believe in you. Believe in you. All right, so I found the fake blood. And, oh, left femur. Left femur. How good. So what I've been doing is I just put a bunch of blood here, and you guys can come up with a story or whatever. Oh, the cat. The cat. Yeah, that's it. That's how you make the cake. Goodbye now.